Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/AckleyAttack44227TV to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey guys, like what we do on our channel and want to see more videos from us? Then not to worry about a thing. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as turning on the notification bell so that way you can see more of our videos coming up very soon. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Hey guys, this is AckleyAttack4427 here, and, well, you know what time it is? Yeah, I think you can pretty much get the drill on, of course, the head front bug. But hey, I think it makes sense for me to do another one of these as usual, to which, yeah, I guess you kind of get the idea at this point. So, anyways, welcome back to another episode of WTPU, aka What the Pickup? Now, as you may recall, in the last episode of the show, which you can see right down over here, I talked about the Horby James Express coaches that I've actually held on to for well over a decade now. That I kind of figure would make sense for me to pretty much for me to cover, following up to what I did with the Goring Express coaches some time ago for sure. So yeah, but either way, I really do love how well they turned out, looking back on when I first got them for sure, and yeah, I still think they held up even to this day for sure, so yeah, one of the main things in the now defunct Horby Thomas and Friends range items that I've held on to for a long time now for sure, that I'm really glad to still have in my hands for sure, and yeah, I still think they are well worth it nonetheless, so yeah. So yeah, I think it's probably what I can say, of course, on that front for sure. Not really much I can add from what I can gather, but I think the previous episode will speak for itself for sure, so yeah, speaking of which, if you want to check that episode out for yourself, then don't worry about a thing. There's a card over there over at the top right corner of the screen, as well as, of course, the link to it down the description box below, so yeah, whichever you prefer, go right ahead, I'll wait till you come back. Yeah, take all the time you need, I'll be here by the time you come back for sure, so yeah, no rush or anything, I'll just be here by the time you come back, nothing much else I can say on that, so yeah, definitely take all the time you need for sure. You know, I think I'd give it to what I actually said about pretty much about getting 2 extra composite coaches and 1 extra break coach for of course pretty much James's coaches, like what I did with the Goring Express coaches some time ago. I think it looks like the eBay gods have already pretty much gave me a clear answer for sure. And boy, I do feel happy. So I guess probably by the time after this episode goes live, I've probably already got them in my hands for sure, so yeah. And you might be wondering, am I going to cover them for, of course, for a future episode later on? Well, not exactly, seeing how I already did cover the ones I currently got for sure, so. But however, I might do another showcase video later on down the road, so at least I'm giving you that for sure, just like that, through a snap of a finger, so yeah. Alright, I guess seeing how you did already see the last episode of this show, we might as well go ahead and start off this episode as we normally do. Well, it's that time of year again. It looks like it's time for me to do another con haul once again for sure. So yeah. That's right, you know what that means. I actually went to a convention not too long ago, and I've actually brought back some really good stuff that I actually got for sure. And boy, I've been waiting a long time for, of course, this one for sure, so yeah. And I guess if you couldn't recall, based on, of course, what I'm actually going to be talking about for today's episode, looks like we're talking about RetroGameCon once again, so yeah, you know me, I always look forward to RetroGameCon every single year for sure, and yeah, and I mainly cover that convention through not just my con vlogs and highlight videos that I've put up in the past for sure, right up until now, but also cover all the stuff I actually got while I was there for sure, so yeah. And I guess in this case, this year's RetroGameCon that just came and went not too long ago, it was an absolute blast for sure. I had a really great time pretty much attending that convention as expected for sure. And not only that, pretty much for this year, I didn't go as a regular attendee, but this time I actually helped volunteer for their cosplay department, so yeah, it was actually a really great, nice change of pace for, of course, this year for sure. I'm really glad that I actually did, and yeah, really had a great time doing that, especially monitoring the cosplay lounge for sure, so yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty sure my my convention videos that I've put up regarding that convention will, of course, speak for itself for sure. And of course, as usual, on top of course, helping to volunteer this year, I actually still got to do what I normally do at that convention, and that includes pretty much getting some of the stuff I actually bought during my time at that convention, so yeah. Pretty much not that big of a haul this time around, but I still think those items that I actually got are still worthy enough for me to talk about for sure, so yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So with that being said, let's not waste any more time, and, well, let's get right on to the stuff I actually got at this year's RetroGameCon. Alrighty then, well, now that we got the introduction out of the way, we can now go ahead and get right on to the stuff I actually got during this year's RetroGameCon for sure. And, well, I guess for the first item that I actually got for starters, surprisingly enough, we're actually going to be kicking things off with a massive bang because, well, believe it or not, I actually got myself a Blu-ray this time around, and surprisingly enough, it is actually one of the most iconic anime series of all time for sure. What, you may ask? Well, here it is right here, so yeah, what I actually got right here is, of course, this really nice Blu-ray copy that I just picked up while I was there on, of course, both seasons 1 and 2 of one of the most iconic anime series of all time, The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. So yeah, honestly, I think this is one anime series that I've been wanting to check out for a long time now, as I think I've only seen like a few clips and stuff of course, that's anime, including like, say, pretty much several memes, commercials revolving around these characters, and of course, let's not forget to mention the iconic, pretty much, probably, I guess, the iconic, pretty much, ending, ending credits, pig, with, of course, probably, I guess, the most iconic song and the most iconic dance from this said anime. And I think you know exactly the one I'm referring to without even saying the title alone, so yeah. I guess pretty much of anything, the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya is one anime that I've been wanting to get in my hands for a long time now, for sure, and, well, thanks to, of course, pretty much through a stroke of luck, of course, on that front, I finally have it in my hands for sure, so yeah, this has been a long time coming, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm really glad that I finally got it for sure. I'm definitely gonna play it alongside plenty of other Blu-rays that I actually got for sure, and yeah, I think it's hard to believe that I'm on a roll and getting some really good anime on Blu-ray for sure. Yeah, first season 1 of Food Wars, then pretty much the first 2 parts of Hunter x Hunter, and now this. I mean, hey, what could be next? Well, I as hell don't know for sure, but we'll have to wait and see later on. But yeah, regardless on that, I'm glad I finally got this in my hands for sure, and it's definitely good. Pretty much definitely gonna go on there alongside all of my other Blu-rays that I actually got. So yeah. Okay, and next up, pretty much what I got here for sure is, of course, I got myself a brand new amiibo this time around. Yeah, you know me, I always do love a good amiibo for sure. And luckily enough, I've actually got myself another good one for sure, so here it is. So yeah, what I actually got right here is, of course, pretty much one amiibo that I finally got in my hands for sure, and that being, of course, on Ivysaur. So yeah, well, you know me, as someone who actually really loves Pokemon for sure, of course it makes sense for me to get this one for sure, and yeah, it really caught my eye based on, of course, why I first saw it for sure, and I'm impressed with, of course, how well it actually looks in person for sure, and yeah, I guess I do need an excuse to add another amiibo to my collection for sure, and I think Ivysaur really does fit the bill, of course, this one for sure, so yeah. I may go over it for possibly the next episode of course, this show for sure, just to see on how it looks up close compared to, of course, being its packaging for sure. But I don't want to get myself way too ahead of myself for sure, so yeah. Definitely gonna save that for the next episode for sure, so nothing really much else I can say on that, so yeah. But needless to say, I'm really glad that I picked this up for sure, and it's definitely gonna go alongside all of my other amiibos that I actually got, so yeah. Okay, and next up, well, I guess surprisingly enough, I did get a little something from one of the artists that were there for sure, and I think you guys are going to be in for a real great treat for sure, so here it is, So yeah, what I actually got right here is, of course, this really nice framed hand-stitch design that I actually picked up for sure. But surprisingly enough, given to, of course, if you actually have seen what's been going on with Netflix in recent years, it actually does revolve around a recent animated feature film that's been really... yeah, that's been gaining a lot of popularity for sure, and luckily enough for this hand-stitch design that is, of course, nicely framed for sure, that is, of course, on, of course, Zoe from K-Pop Demon Hunter, so yeah, I am really impressed on how well this actually looks for sure, and, well, if you may recall, pretty much some time ago in my thoughts videos, I did actually talk about K-pop Demon Hunters for sure. And yeah, a lot like everyone else, I really enjoyed that said movie for sure. Yeah, pretty much with its really creative story, interesting characters, amazing animation, and some really great songs that I can really get myself pretty much in a toe-tapping mood for sure. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that, yeah, I can agree with a lot of people in saying that K-pop Demon Hunters is definitely a must-watch on Netflix for sure. And yeah, if you haven't seen that movie, I say you should. It's actually well worth the watch for sure. I mean, just like that, I got through a pretty much quick clap of my hands for sure, so... And for those who are wondering, yeah, there were a lot of K-pop Demon Hunters cosplayers that were there for sure, and they all turned out really great for sure, and yeah, almost makes me wish I want to pretty much go back and rewatch that said movie for sure, which is actually quite fitting, seeing of how probably by the time this episode goes live, they have already announced that a good number of movie theater chains are actually going to be re-releasing K-pop Demon Hunters onto the big screen, but as a nice little sing-along for sure, so yeah, and right now it is currently scheduled to be on the weekend of Halloween that's going to be coming up for sure, yeah, pretty much going from October 31st, Halloween, all the way until November the 2nd for sure, so yeah, that'll be interesting to see on how it'll go, and yeah, if I'm not too busy with other things, of course I'd be up for checking it out for sure, so... But anyways, back onto the subject of this, yeah, I think I knew I had to pick this up for sure, because I really do love what they actually did, of course, this nice little cross-stitch design that they actually did, and yeah, pretty much with what I'm seeing, they really captured pretty much the look of course, one of the members of Huntrix, Zoe, for sure, so yeah. So yeah, either way, I knew I had to get this in my hands, and I'm really impressed on how well they actually did Zoe for, of course, this one. Although, if you were to ask me, I do prefer Rumi for sure, but hey, I still love Zoe nonetheless for sure. And of course, Mira is also really good for sure. In fact, all three members of Huntrix are really great, hands down. No argument on that, So yeah, but you kind of get the idea, of course, that front. So yeah, with that being said, I am really impressed on what they actually did with Zoe for sure. I'm really glad that I bought this for sure, and seeing how he is nicely framed. Yeah, looks like I can either hang it up on my wall, or of course I can ooh. Okay, I guess pretty much yeah, I guess maybe standing up would probably be out of the equation, seeing how I accidentally broke this, but my bad, but yeah, I guess I could probably hang this on my wall for sure, so yeah, I'm not sure on where I'm gonna put it, to be honest, but I'm sure I'll figure it out later on, so yeah, I guess it's my fault for breaking this for sure, so... Well, we'll find a good place on my wall to hang you up for sure, so yeah. Boy, that's really embarrassing, so moving on. Alright, so I guess pretty much getting that mishap out of the way for sure, I think we might as well move on for sure, so yeah, and I guess next up, of course, what we actually got, I actually got myself this, so yeah, what I actually got right here is, of course, obviously enough, is, of course, one of those mystery keychains that I actually got. That's, of course, done by our friends over at Crafty Koopa for sure, so yeah, I always look forward to some really great stuff from Crafty Koopa, Man, I can't even say it right. Yeah, I always look forward to some really great stuff from Crafty Koopa for sure. And yeah, pretty much they never disappointed what they actually got. So yeah, and you might be wondering to yourself, what did I get this time for sure? Well, I guess see how it is a mystery keychain. I think we're about to find out right now. So yeah, let's see what we actually got once we open this up. So all right, it looks like oh, okay. Boy, this is actually a really interesting one from what I can gather. It looks like for the mystery keychain that we actually got pretty much the pig from Minecraft. So yeah, I never thought I'd see the day that I would get another thing associated with Minecraft and stuff, but hey, I really like what they actually did for sure. Definitely turned out really great for sure. Oh wait, I completely forgot. This is not a pig. It's a pink sheep. But yeah, my mistake. But hey, I guess regardless on the hang, I guess it is another Minecraft thing that I actually got. And yeah, I think with what I'm seeing, pretty much our friends over at Crafty Koopa actually did a really good job, of course, that front. So yeah, I guess that's one mystery solved for sure. So yeah, and of course, pretty much they include, I guess, a nice little note thanking anyone for their order for sure. Plus, pretty much a QR code to take them to their link tree for sure, which I'm not gonna lie is actually really sweet. So yeah, to the people at Crafty Koopa, thank you so much for the pink sheep. Pretty much keychain for sure. I know I'm definitely gonna put it somewhere alongside all of my other keys that I actually got for sure. So yeah. All right, and let's see. Okay, and next up, we've of course got this really nice button right here. This time being, of course, on Sailor Moon for sure. So yeah. Yeah, and this one is actually done by, of course, Clouding Stitches this time around. I always look forward to some real good stuff from them for sure. And yeah, I think they really did an impressive job. And of course, pretty much this button that I actually got right here really turned out really great for sure. And hey, as someone who is actually pretty much a long-time Sailor Moon fan, I really do think this is well worth the purchase, of course, on my front for sure. So yeah, I guess either way, I think they did a real good job, of course, of the button. I'm really glad I got it in my hand. So yeah. Okay, next up, well, I guess surprisingly enough, seeing how right around on Sunday I went cosplaying as Barbara from Genshin Impact, I actually got myself a Mora coin. So yeah, interesting story that I should mention. Pretty much, I did actually come across another Genshin cosplayer while I was there for sure. And yeah, I think the guy who was there was also cosplaying as Zenitsu from Demon Slayer around that time. And yeah, I guess pretty much of anything. Pretty much, it was actually a good timing because, well, I guess for the guy to come across any Genshin Impact cosplayer, they actually get a really nice Mora coin. And yeah, I really do love on how well this actually turned out for sure. Then again, I did already cover the Mora coins that I actually got a long time ago for sure. But I say this is actually well worth it on my part, so I'm really glad that I actually got it. And to the person who actually gave me this coin, I am so sorry I didn't catch your name, but thank you for the Mora coin. I say it's definitely well worth getting it from you for sure. So yeah. Okay, next up, yeah, I've of course got this pretty much this nice little slip for sure, which is of course pretty much my entry number for of course the cosplay contest on Saturday. To which if you actually seen day 2 of my vlog while I was there, or of course you actually see me at the con. Pretty much roaming around the con, or of course monitoring the cosplay lounge, or see me participate in the cosplay contest. I was in my ballerina Ruby Rose cosplay, and yeah, I had a whole lot of fun despite not winning for sure. So So yeah, I guess either way, this slip that I actually got will, of course, signify my number, of course, pretty much on where, of course, I actually was placed in for when I waiting in line to, of course, go up on stage to show up my cosplay for sure, and yeah, and that's amongst plenty of others for sure, so yeah, but either way, I think it was well worth it on my part, and I'm glad that I held on to this for sure, so yeah. Alright, and next up, well, I guess pretty much quite fitting enough, I actually got myself a couple of nice goodie bags that I actually got for sure. Pretty much the first one that I actually got right here is, of course, pretty much from one cosplayer that I know of who was also there, that being, of course, Desi Dreamland for sure, to which, yeah, I guess pretty much of anything, let's see what we got for a starter, So yeah, I guess quite fitting enough, we have, of course, got Desi's business card for sure, pretty much showcasing pretty much all of her socials and stuff, and yeah, all that sort of stuff, and yeah, which is actually quite nice, and let's see, yeah, I think I got myself pretty much a nice sticker themed to a couple of characters from Kirby, which is really sweet, and let's see, what else, oh! Got myself a nice little bracelet for sure, which, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, actually is quite awesome for sure, so yeah. But yeah, I guess pretty much, yeah, I guess either way, I'm really impressed with how this turned out, and again, and yeah, big special thanks to Desi Dreamland for, of course, his hands down for sure, so yeah. And not only that, but I also got another one from another cosplayer that was there for sure, and that being, of course, pretty much, if anything, from, yeah, actually from two cosplayers that I know of for sure, that being, of course, pretty much Sam is ATK and Cold Alliance 90 for sure, which is actually quite fitting because if you actually know pretty much one cosplayer that I know of, Zircon Momotaro for sure, both Sam and Cold Alliance are, of course, pretty much the two components for, of course, the dynamic trio for sure, or yeah, actually triumphing trio sounds a whole lot better for sure, so yeah, and of course, pretty much of anything for the starters, in this nice goodie bag that I actually got from Sam, I've of course got pretty much a couple of business cards for both Sam and Cold Alliance, which is ironic because I did get some extra ones for a good measure, so, but you'll see later on, and let's see what else, and oh yeah, I think, yeah, I guess it looks like we got this nice, pretty much a sticker of course, John Cena, which, I'm not gonna lie, is actually really hilarious, so let's see, and, oh wow, I guess it looks like we got another sticker right here. I think it's supposed to be a blurry Kermit the Frog. Okay, pretty subtle, so, alright, and let's see what else, oh yeah, we actually got pretty much some candies for sure, like of course pretty much got pretty much one of those Warhead candies for stars, and let's see, oh, I guess a couple of Tootsie Rolls, yeah, really do love those, and oh, pretty much some nice Skittles gummies, those actually are actually really quite interesting. I might consider trying them after this episode, and yeah, I guess pretty much to round it all off, I've actually got another bracelet for sure, and this, yeah, quite fitting enough, is of course RGC themed for sure, so, and yeah, I'm really intrigued on how well they wrapped around on my arm for sure. I'm impressed, so yeah, I guess pretty much of anything to Sam is ATK and Cold Alliance 90. Thank you so much for, of course, this for sure. And it is actually quite fitting, seeing how the former was lucky enough to snap some good pictures, and of course my little photo shoot that I did in my barber cosplay, while pretty much she, Cold Alliance, and Zircon were doing their Final Fantasy photo shoot around that same time. So it's really quite interesting that we actually crossed paths for that. So yeah, but either way, I'm really impressed on how well they actually turned out for sure. So yeah. Okay, and let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, I think we got a couple of others we actually got. Like, of course, I've actually got this really nice pair of sunglasses pretty much next up, themed to Dunkin' Donuts for sure, which I guess makes sense because I do love Dunkin' Donuts for sure. So yeah, and yeah, I guess with what I'm actually seeing right here, yeah, I'm really impressed on how well they actually look. So yeah, I think I'll go ahead and try them on to see how they turn out. And oh wow, they turned out really great for sure. I'm impressed with what I'm actually seeing. So yeah, I guess pretty much of anything, I'm really intrigued on how well these glasses turned out for sure. And I think they're going to be well worth hanging to a few other glasses I actually got. So yeah. And that's not the only thing I actually got. Yeah, I guess for the next one that I'm going to be showing off, well, surprisingly enough, seeing how I did say earlier that I actually volunteered at this year's RetroGameCon for sure, I actually did get this. So yeah, what I got right here is, of course, pretty much a nice bee hat, as you can see here, but mainly themed to, of course, to the RetroGameCon cosplay department for sure, and yeah, I think this actually works like any other bee hat, and I'm really intrigued on how well the patch actually turned out for sure. So yeah, and I guess pretty much of anything, I'll go ahead and try it on to see on how it fits around my head for sure. So alright, and let's see. Oh yeah! Yeah, I'm really impressed on how well this hack actually turned out for sure. Yeah, I think it really works quite well, of course, on my part. And I'm impressed with, of course, what I'm actually seeing for sure. So yeah, I think this is actually really quite fitting, I'm not gonna lie, and I am really impressed on how well this hag actually turned out for sure. So yeah, I guess pretty much of anything, I am really intrigued on excuse me. So yeah, I'm really intrigued on how well this actually turned out, and I think they really did pretty much a really great spanking job, and of course making this look great for sure. And I'm impressed with how it turned out. So yeah, I guess there is one benefit that I actually got for helping to volunteer this year for sure. And yeah, I think this actually works quite well, of course, on my front for sure. So yeah. Alrighty then, well, now that we finally got that out of the way, and you know what? I think for the rest of the episode, I think I'm going to keep the Dunkin' sunglasses and the RetroGameCon cosplay bee hat on for the whole time, and oh yeah, same for the bracelets as well, because hey, I definitely need to keep this episode going in style for sure. So yeah, with that being said, let's keep going with what we actually got. So yeah, and I guess next up, we've of course got pretty much another nice little, pretty much a nice little treat from, of course, Dyson Gaming Supplies, according to pretty much this business card that I actually got. But we also got a really nice dragon sticker as well. So yeah, I'm really impressed on how well the sticker actually turned out for sure, and it really does fit the deal, of course, what we're in for, hands down. And And yeah, I think for the guys at Vig, Ring, Diang, Dicing Gaming Supplies, I've known them for quite some time, especially Mike, who actually used to pretty much help contribute to Voltage video games up in Syracuse for sure. So yeah, I'm really intrigued in getting this as a nice gift for sure, and yeah, I think it really did turn out quite well for sure. So yeah, thank you so much for the hat, and I know I'll definitely put it somewhere nice and safe for sure. So yeah. Okay, and next up, yeah, I've of course got a whole, pretty much a whole set of brochures that I actually got while we were there. Yeah, while I was there for sure, and surprisingly enough, they're all themed to, of course, all the yeah, pretty much all these pamphlets and stuff are, of course, pretty much done by almost everyone at the cosplay department for this year's RetroGameCon for sure. So yeah, and all it is right now, I guess, pretty much if anything, is a whole, pretty much a series of course, pretty much some information and stuff revolving around cosplays in many different categories for sure. Like, of course, pretty much of anything, you've, of course, got Cosplay 101 by Desia Dreamland for starters. And, of course, pretty much of anything, some construction tips for beginner cosplayers from Zircon Momotaro, which is actually quite nice. And let's see, we also got one which is on pretty much on the subject of wigs, done by Blue Veil Bride, aka Crafty Lady's cosplay, which is actually really quite nice for sure. So yeah, and of course, the last one I got is of course thrifting for a cosplay. That's actually done by Kimberly Hank for sure. So yeah, all these pamphlets, I will have to say, really turned out great for sure, and I'm impressed with, of course, what they actually did for sure, and he is quite fitting enough, because pretty much of anything, if you look on the back, they did confirm it's actually done by everyone at the cosplay team at this year's RGC, and clearly not AI, so yeah. Pretty much, if anything, I'm really impressed on how they turned out, and I'm glad they didn't resort to AI for, of course, this one for sure. So yeah. And that's one thing I need to say right now. We need to stop AI for sure. So yeah. And to all the people who are actually supporting AI for sure, you seriously need to get a life. So yeah, either way, I'm really impressed on how well these pamphlets actually turned out for sure, and I think they really are worth picking up for sure, and yeah, I'm impressed on how well they actually turned out for sure. And you might be wondering to yourself, will there be a possibility I might work on a pamphlet for them for right around next year or so if I choose to volunteer for the cosplay department once again? Maybe. Like, I can definitely see myself trying to come up with one to incorporate cosplay with pretty much online content creation, like, of course, pictures and videos and stuff. But we'll have to wait and see later on down the road. Maybe it might happen, maybe not, we'll see. So yeah. Okay, and next up, I guess I've got a whole stack of course, business cards for sure that I'm, of course, willing to show off here and there. So yeah, and I guess for starters, we've, of course, got pretty much another one from Zircon Momotaro. I really love what they're doing as always, and especially seeing them at the con. So yeah, and of course, we got an extra one for Samus ATK. Really a nice person, and of course, an extra one from Cold Alliance 90, which is awesome, and yeah, I somehow picked up an extra one from Samus ATK once again. So I guess that makes 3 now. So what is wrong with me? So okay, and next up, pretty much this next one. Oh, I know I didn't reveal them twice for sure. We've of course got one on TDS Designs. Yeah, really quite interesting. Definitely well worth checking out. And yeah, let's see. Yeah, we've of course got one from Nerds Love Treasure, as you can see here for sure. So yeah, I guess pretty much, if anything, it is actually quite interesting to pretty much see all of the hang-up for sure. And yeah, big shout out to you guys if you're actually watching this for sure. So yeah. And of course, we've got one, of course, Swift Starg. Yeah, pretty much Swift Starg. Yeah, it is definitely Swift Starg for sure. But I guess on the other side is, of course, Swift Starg cosplay. So yeah, I think I might have actually come across them some time ago. Pretty much while I was there for sure. And yeah, I'm impressed on how they turned out. So yeah, big shout out to you guys if you're watching this. So yeah. And of course, we now got one, of course, Luna Cat Cafe, which I've never actually been to, but I heard good things about it for sure. So I might be willing to check that one out for sure. So yeah. And finally, we've of course pretty much got this last one from Midnight Blue International, as you can see here. Really love seeing those guys pretty much as always. So yeah, big shout out to you guys. So yeah. Yeah, nothing really much else I can say on that front, but you kind of get the idea at this point. So yeah. And of course, next up, I've of course got this nice little mini advertisement for, of course, Syracuse Collectors Con, to which, yeah, I guess if you have seen my videos for the past couple of years, I actually did go to Syracuse Collectors Con a couple of times so far. I think it's actually a really great con, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm always looking forward to it for sure. Yeah, pretty much went there the first time as a regular attendee and got to be part of the cosplay panel for sure. And if you may recall, earlier this year, I went back, but actually got to be one of the judges for the cosplay contest alongside CY's Wonder Woman and again, Zircon Momotaro for sure, with of course Jelly Pop hosting for sure. It was actually a real great time, despite my voice pretty much giving out because I was sick prior to it for sure. But yeah, you kind of get the idea, of course, that front. And yeah, luckily enough, given to this, yeah, they've already got everything prepped up for next year's SCC that'll be coming up for sure. So yeah, I guess given to all that, I'm actually looking forward to that convention that'll be coming up. And hey, I'd be more than happy to come back to that one for sure. So yeah, we'll see what comes up later on down the road, but either way, regardless if I'll go as a regular attendee again, or of course I get offered to pretty much be part of their cosplay team and help with the cosplay events they actually got, including the cosplay contest, I'd be more than happy to take up that opportunity for sure. So yeah. Alright, and last but certainly not the least for sure, I think as usual, I've of course got my badge for sure that will allow me to get me into this year's RGC, and yeah, I'm really impressed on how well they actually turned out. And if you're wondering why pretty much the sticker said VIP, sadly they ran out of staff stickers to place on, so I guess it is close enough for sure. But surprisingly enough, the best part about it is that I did get in this nice lanyard right here, to which I guess I don't know if you can actually see or not, but yeah, definitely look at that. Actually said volunteer for sure. So yeah, what that means is, of course, I would not only be helping out, of course, in one part of the convention that I'm going to be helping out on, but it also gave me access to actually go to some stuff that are not available for, of course, regular attendees for sure. Like, of course, they got a whole Sorry about that. So yeah, they've actually got a whole room for, of course, all the staff members for sure that I was lucky enough to get access for hands down. And yeah, I think, I guess if anything with this, I think it really did pretty much help benefit a whole lot, and I'm impressed for sure. And to add to that, surprisingly enough, I've of course got a really nice badge ribbon in addition to that for sure. But this time around, it is entirely themed to the game Neopets for sure. So yeah, I guess pretty much of anything, I did come across one Neopets cosplayer while I was there for sure, and yeah, they were lucky enough to actually give me this nice badge ribbon, yeah, this badge ribbon that I actually was lucky enough to stick on for sure. Which is actually quite fitting, seeing how I never actually got any badge ribbons in the past for sure, but I guess in this case, I do now, So yeah, I'm really impressed on how well this ribbon actually turned out, and it definitely goes well with my badge for sure, so yeah. I do hope I'll possibly get another one of these ribbons anytime soon if I'm actually lucky, but we'll see what happens. And of course, to add to that, we can't forget about our good old-fashioned program book, hands down, and yeah, all it is right now is, of course, a good number of information and stuff that they actually got during this year's RGC for sure, and yeah, I think with what I'm actually seeing, I'm really digging on how they actually put together for sure. Like, of course, pretty much if anything, yeah, they've got a whole schedule for, of course, all the pretty much everything revolving around cosplay for sure, including pretty much if anything the cosplay lounge, which I was down there for sure. So yeah, all that sort of good stuff, and of course, got a whole list of some panels and events that they got going on during the whole entire weekend, and of course, an entire floor map of course, everything that goes on at the convention, both upstairs and downstairs for sure. To which, yeah, the downstairs part is definitely covered in the next page, which is actually really awesome for sure. And yeah, all that sort of stuff they actually crammed in for sure. And yeah, I'm impressed with, of course, pretty much on what they actually did for sure. So yeah, and of course on the back, they got their whole Retro Quest game that they actually pretty much have provided for sure. To which, yeah, it's actually quite nice, and the best part about it is that if pretty much alongside the bottom for sure, they actually did confirm their dates for RetroGameCon 2026 coming up. So yeah, that is definitely something we're all looking forward to, hands down, and I'm really glad they pretty much added that in for sure. So yeah. And so yeah, I think with all that said and done, that's pretty much everything that I actually got at this year's RetroGameCon for sure. So yeah, I guess pretty much of anything, with all the stuff that I actually got, I am really impressed on what I actually got for sure. Sure, it is rather small compared to most of the other ones for sure, but hey, I guess I knew as time is progressing, I'm starting to go to more and more conventions and actually starting to get a name of myself as of now for sure. Because, hey, my time at conventions need to start evolving one way or another, especially since after I launched my media kit, I still think my small haul that I actually got still turned out really great, so yeah, and I can make the same argument for, of course, the rest of the convention for sure. I had an absolute blast for sure, and for me to volunteer this time around, I say this is a really great, nice change of pace, of course, my front for sure, and I'm really glad that I actually did for sure. Yeah, I think I really nailed pretty much monitoring the cosplay lounge down there, to which, yeah, that is, of course, real great fun, and we've actually had a really great turnout of course, a great number of people pretty much hang on down there, and even the entire room itself was packed around that time. yeah, around that time for sure. So yeah. And of course, pretty much of anything, I'm glad that I actually did for sure. And yeah, I think it is a really great way to, of course, get me starting. Of course, my first year volunteering for sure. I'm really glad that I actually did it. So yeah. And of course, pretty much of anything, the rest of the convention still turned out really great for sure. I actually got to experience everything that I need to do during my time. I actually pretty much got to see some really great people in cosplays, and some of which I've actually really took me by surprise for sure. And not only that, to the people who came up to me and say hi, I really greatly appreciate for sure. You really helped make my time at this year's RetroGameCon all the more worth it in the end. I always do love it when people who recognize me through my YouTube channel, or of course my other platforms, or everything else that I do on the internet for sure. It really does warm my heart to see all of you guys there for sure. So yeah, it's really great fun, and I always do love it whenever I go to RetroGameCon every single year, as well as every other convention that I would actually go to for sure. So yeah, pretty much of anything, I'm glad I had a blast at this year's RetroGameCon, and yeah, much like all the other years, I say this one is absolutely amazing for sure, and I'm really excited to see what will go down for next year for sure, because, yeah, let me tell you, there's going to be a whole lot going on that I'm not even sure what will come up for sure. So yeah. I guess it's what I can say, of course, on that front. So yeah, either way, I'm excited to see what next year's RetroGameCon will have providing for sure. And yeah, it'll be hard to say on what might come up around that time, but I'm sure we'll wait and see what happens. So yeah, either way, I'm really glad that I had a great time this year, and I'm excited for next year. And you might be wondering to yourself, am I going to volunteer again like I did this year? I love to for sure, because, yeah, pretty much of anything, I do think pretty much volunteering at the convention as opposed to pretty much being a regular attendee, I really do think is actually a really nice change for sure, and I would love to do it again for next year for sure. Not sure on what I'll be doing around that time, but I do hope it'll actually, be well worth it for sure. So yeah. But I guess right up until that happens, normally I would actually pretty much wrap up my year of conventions, of course, on that front. But not exactly, to be honest, because, well, I guess for my next convention I'll be going to, surprisingly enough, we're actually going to be making a nice transition going from pretty much a convention up in Syracuse to a convention up in Niagara Falls. Yeah. So yeah, I guess for my next convention I'm going to be going to pretty much before this year wraps up in general, I'm going to be heading over to Kinshoku-Con as of now. Yeah, that's right. A brand new convention just popped up, and yeah, I'm already making plans to actually go there this year for sure. How will it turn out, you may ask? Just wait until you watch my next convention vlog to see for yourself for sure. So yeah, but I guess either way, I think it'll be pretty much a nice trip to Niagara Falls for that same convention that'll be coming up in less than a month for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. And on that thought alone, I think I might as well end this episode here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode, and by all means, let me know in the comments down below on what you guys think of this one. I would love to know, hands down. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode, and And yeah, since I did mention KinshokuCon is coming up for sure, I better get myself fully prepared for that, hands down, so I guess I'll leave you at that, so yeah, but I guess until then, yeah, I still got pretty much less than a month to fill in the void right up until then for sure, so I got some time, so yeah. But I guess other than that, I'll leave you guys at that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next episode. Now, if you excuse me, yeah, I guess I'll take this time within less than a month to start playing out pretty much on my trip to KinshokuCon. So yeah, I'll leave you at that. So yeah, take care, and yeah, gonna be great to visit Niagara Falls again. Just gonna take it step by step, inch by inch. I am so sorry for breaking you. I really didn't mean that. Yeah, that's going in the blooper big at the end. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/AckleyTackTV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is AckleyTack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions, for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more, in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyTackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.